Backstage at Beer and Tacos with the legendary Tony Shhnow, who's going absolutely bananas right now. Bro, 7 projects in the last 12 months. Did I read that right?
Yeah, stop fucking playing with me, bitch.
Don't play with his
It's probably more than that, too. Like, it's probably 9 or some shit, because, you know, we only doing SoundCloud exclusives and shit, you know what I mean?
The consistency is crazy, bro. Like, how important do you think that's playing into your, like, success right now and your trajectory?
It's very important, because it's showing the people that I'm better than you bitch ass niggas. Like, y'all suck. Get your weight up.
Can we expect that to continue, or are you going to slow down?
The rest of my life it'll be like this, because I'm independent. Fuck a label. I'm doing the same shit you rap niggas doing with a label, independently.
Amazing.
I drop when I want to drop, unlike you niggas.
So Plug Motivation is the latest, inspired by Jeezy's, you know, Let's Get It Thug Motivation, cover art and all. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite track off the project?
I'm going to say, either if it wasn't 5 Ps, it was Everything I Should.
Yeah, 5 Ps though.
Yeah, that's what started the project. That's what made me like, okay, I'm doing a Plug project now.
Yeah. So I feel like a good album, it takes you back to like when you first heard it, right?
Yeah.
So paint us the picture of like where you were at when you first heard Jeezy's project, right? Do you remember like what time in your life you were at?
I know my mom was playing that, and I was in I think I was in elementary or middle school type shit, and I just remember her playing it. I remember her I don't know if it was consciously, but it was because like my stepdad is from Atlanta. She from California, so like he was putting her on the music. So I just saw her like becoming Atlanta, like, you feel me? Like, we're hearing that, and like she was
transforming into an ATLian right before your eyes.
She started listening to Outkast and Ludacris after that. You feel me? Like, I think that was like Jeezy was like the first Atlanta artist I seen her on type shit.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. So you said quit that rat race, chase your dream in another interview.
Yeah.
Like, when did you start chasing the music dream?
Probably when I got out of high school, or maybe like the year before I got out of high school. I decided I wanted to take music serious, and then I bought my own studio, and that's when I really quit the rat race, when I bought my own studio.
Hell yeah. Now you got to invest in yourself for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So before you had the dream of becoming a rapper, like, did you have another dream prior to that? If so, what was it?
I think I wanted to be a fireman.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think I wanted to be a fireman.
I feel like that's such a classic one, right? It's like lawyer, doctor, or fireman. Like, those are like the three, or of course, like basketball player, you know, or rapper.
Yeah, I didn't want to be typical. I never wanted to be the, like, you know, growing up where I grew up from, like, you know, that's the basketball rapper, dope dealer. I was like, I want to be a firefighter, but like, that was a superhero to me. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Because it's not the police, because they, you know what I mean? You know, they doing what they doing. Paramedic, I don't like blood like that, you feel me? So firefighting, that was the superhero that I felt was cool.
For sure. What are the definitions of plug?
The boss, the head honcho, the CEO, the one with the power, the one who called the shots. You know what I mean?
What about plug music?
The boy who called shots music. the CEO's music, the boss's music, the honcho's music, the one nigga with his hand in the pot music, you feel me?
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, we're going to have to get you on for a full sit down, man. We got plenty of questions, but I just wanted to take a few minutes. We appreciate you tapping in with us.
Hey, I appreciate
This is Tony Shhnow. One More Time Podcast, Beer and Tacos. We out.
Bow.
We got Domani here backstage at the Beer and Tacos reunion show.
Yeah.
We're on the One More Time Podcast. Domani, appreciate you sitting down. I listened to another interview. You talked about a party at Diddy's house.
Okay.
And there was an open seat next to Jay-Z.
Right.
And you were like overthinking shit, and you didn't end up taking the seat. Chance the Rapper stole the seat.
Right.
If you would have sat down next to Uncle Jay, what would you got to know now? You've had so much time to think about it.
I really ain't thought about it again, for real.
Well, let's think about it. What would you say to Uncle Jay? What'd you ask him?
What would I ask him? What's up, man? What's you?
Hell of a party, right, Jay?
What's up, man? Shoot, what you got going on? What you excited about?
Yeah, I'm sure he's excited about Beyonce and the money that's in his bank account, amongst others. So you also got a call from J. Cole saying that you delivered a classic with your Time Will Tell project.
Right, right.
How much do you like put weight on praise from people like that? Like, is that something you're striving for, or is it something that is just like icing on the cake for you?
Nah, not striving for it, but it's cool to know that the people that you think are dope also think you're dope. So that's cool to know. So it's like a confirmation. But shoot, man, Yeah, and then it's cool that people go out their way and say your name, you know, when they don't have to. Like, if they're doing an interview and folks ask, like, who you listen to, and they say your name, it's like, stuff like that. You know, that's real selfless. They didn't have to, so that's dope.
Yeah. No, absolutely. How do you think the music's evolved even since that record?
Maybe more confident. You just got more confident because, like I said, just somebody who I thought was dope said I was dope, and I was like, shoot, yeah, I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt about it, you know? So
yeah.
I always had that, but, you know, when you get, you know what I'm saying, there's a little bit more oomph on it.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, from what I read and have heard, like, you would have thought you would have just, like, come out the womb with this, like, I'm going to be a rapper type of energy, but you actually kind of got a later start to it than people would have thought with, you know, T.I. being your dad, right? Like, you would have thought it was just like, oh, yeah, of course, he's automatically going to want to do that. Like, how did that, like, I want to actually do this shit evolve, right? And were there some, like, key moments in your life that helped you solidify that?
I want to say this is dope because I know you've been interviewing a lot of artists that done came up here and did the show, and you actually know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say
Appreciate that, man.
But shoot, it's when I started seeing how much it helped me first, and then how much it helped other people, then I said, yeah, I want to do this. So I would just be talking about stuff that I had going on, things that I was thinking about, things that I wanted to achieve, you know, how my life is, how it was, and how I wanted to be. And then when I finally put it out into the world, people surprisingly started to relate. I didn't think people would relate to me because it came from such a different perspective, different background. So when I seen that they started relating and they were actually telling me that some of the things that I was saying was helping them get through things, I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do. That's when I knew this music is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's like a common theme amongst artists. Like you said, I've talked to a lot of artists, and I mean, the fact that their music relates to people, that's like the number one perk of being an artist, at least from like the true people who like give a fuck about it as an art. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's dope, man. Like people like you coming on and saying that that's what got you the confidence and made you want to keep going was the fact that it was relating to people. I feel like that's super dope.
Yeah, I feel like that was a challenge for me. I couldn't understand how I could relate to somebody else because I don't know, I just felt like other people felt like I was so different. So
yeah, and it's weird because when we're, you know, living our lives, we don't think about that there are other people out there that could benefit from like my experience.
Right.
And that goes for just, you know, people that don't make music even, right? Like there's something to learn from people from all walks of life, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's cool that you recognize that like my experience, you were like iffy about whether people were gonna, you know, resonate with it, but then when you see the reception, that's gotta like get you wanting to get back in the lab and like cook some more shit, you know?
Exactly, and then just music just helps me personally find myself a little bit more, find out cause I be surprised myself when I say some stuff sometimes.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, wow, I said it, so I guess I meant it. I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
it's
no,
kinda
for
like
sure.
therapy.
For sure, bro. Well, we appreciate you stopping by the One More Time podcast.
Appreciate
We're going to have to get a full-length interview in, man.
Yes, sir.
You got a whole story to tell, and I want to help you tell it. So appreciate you again. Domani, Beer and Tacos, One More Time podcast. Let's get it. For those that don't know, we got Ray Daniels here on the One More Time podcast. We are backstage at Beer and Tacos.
Fucking right.
Have you seen the evolution of the Beer and Tacos event series?
Yes. You know, I'm so proud of my brothers, KD, Meshach. I'm proud of them because, you know, this is the first event in how many years?
I mean,
about 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
It's the 8. So the fact that they have something like this, that 8 years later, this many people are still coming to see, lets you know that they was doing something special and right. So for sure.
Absolutely.
For
So
sure.
did you just release a book recently?
No. I had a
because I ran into you and you were like doing some book promo. What was that?
No. I was doing so I got a podcast, of course, and this guy basically was like, good friend of mine, Brian Calhoun, was like, yo, I got a book. Can you like be my media partner on it and help me sell it? And I was like, yeah, you my friend, of course. Like I said, I'm new to this media stuff, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, of course. So I did it. I think we probably sold like 60, 70 books from one post, just me talking about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, you know, but I
I
don't
almost
have one yet. But I'm actually writing a book right now, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome, man. So you speak such true game, right? For those that are getting into this music shit that think it's
fire,
like,
by the way. Let's
appreciate you, man. You know, everyone thinks that it's the glitz and glamour of the music industry. You're very quick to shut that shit down and make sure they just make sure they understand the reality of what they're signing up for.
I'm only asking you that because I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, you know, doing the show is weird because you just put it out on the internet. You never know who's seeing it.
Yeah.
So you never know how it's received. You can mean something positive. People can take it negative. So for me, when I hear people say their opinion is like, damn, am I shutting shit down? I think for me, it just took a long time to. I put it like this. I remember praying to God, if He got me here, that I won't be a sucker. You know, like, I'm like, man, God, if you let me get to that place in life where I'm successful, I won't be a sucker. I'll be solid as they can be. So and I feel like this, man, like, if you know something, you should tell people.
Yeah.
One day my son might walk through here. And if he does, because he's my son, I want people to treat him with respect. Because, like, oh, his name is Ray Daniels. Oh, you Ray Daniels' son? All right, man, come on, man, you come. And that's going to be based on what his dad did. So, or I could be a fuck boy. And people could be like, that's his son, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think about shit like that, but I that's always been on my mind.
Yeah, I have a 6-month-old son, and I'm starting to just acknowledge, like,
congratulations.
Man, yeah, thank you. You know, what I do does have an impact on, like, how my son's going to get
treated in the world.
Exactly, yeah. And so you and Barry Hefner probably are, like, the top two, like, shared.
I think we like cousins, by the way. Yeah, we are cousins.
Like, actual, like, blood cousins, potentially?
Well, we cousins through blood. Basically, his nephew, I just found out, is my nephew, too.
Wow. So it makes sense because you guys both kind of just you like to question why people think the way they do in the music industry, and then you like to offer your opinion, right? And that's why I think that you are some of the two most shared people on social media, right?
Yep.
At least in the world that I live in online.
For sure.
You guys are constantly being shared, right?
For sure.
So for the independent artists out there, what are the 3 biggest mistakes that you think that they're making coming into this music shit?
Oh, man, that's a great question. Okay, the first mistake I'm going to say they make is that they think there's a button that someone press and their life change. It's inches by inches by inches by inches. It's like the second one I would say is that they focus on the audience when they should be focusing on the fan base. You know, a lot of the times artists just feel like, man, if you can give me an opportunity, I can blow. And it's like, those days are over with. Now you have to identify your audience first. Know who they are. I think everything we do is intentional, right? So for me, it's like when you step into a situation, you can't just walk into a place and not know where you want to go. It doesn't work like that anymore. You better know where you want to go, or you're going to be running in circles and you're going to get tired and burnt out and say, fuck the music industry, everybody's whack. Well, it wasn't that. You just didn't figure out what your role in it was. So that's the second one. And the third one I would say is very important one. You don't need money. Whoever's telling you need money is probably trying to make you sign to them or sell you something to get some money. But you don't need money. Like, literally, you don't need money to blow up. You don't. You just need to know who you're talking to. And if you know who you're talking to and you make a song for them, I'll give you an example. This is years ago, but you know P.D. Pablo?
Of course.
Okay. North Carolina.
Yeah.
Like, just think about it. If he dropped that song today, who do you think that song will be for?
North Carolinians?
Boom. It's very simple, but exactly. So it's like I was
like, wait, is this too obvious of a question?
But that's my point, though. But it is that obvious. It's like, who's that song for? People in North Carolina. That's why it works. You know, when you make a song, you need to know who you're making a song for. When Georgia, that's for people in Georgia. Like, people, it's not that. It's like sometimes I talk so much shit because I'm like, I wasn't a great student. I can't believe I'm this successful. And it's really because I just simplified shit. I just didn't let it be complicated. It was like, bro, that guy wears black shirts. Girls like guys in black shirts. Get a black shirt if you want the girls. Like, it's kind of that simple. It's like, it's not, we tend to think we can outthink the process, but you can't. You can't cheat it. You can't outthink it.
For sure. Yo, we appreciate you stopping by on the
And then,
One More Time podcast.
I'll come do it for real if you guys
yes,
want.
please.
For sure.
I'm gonna lock in.
For sure. And then, I asked you to come do mine.
Oh, yes. Yo, shout it out one time for the people.
Oh, well, shout out to my show. It's called The God Show. God stands for Goats and Underdogs. So GAUDS. If you ever got a chance, check it out. And if you like it, appreciate it. Tell people about it. If you don't, tell people you don't like it. I don't give a fuck as long as you talk about it.